Hey, welcome back, everybody. Today's album review is the Colts' 1985 album "Love." This is a big review. A big review for the band. Big review for their discography. Um, it's interesting to see. I'm a big fan of the first five Colt albums, or excuse me, the first six Colt albums. Everything from Dreamtime all the way up through their self-titled Cult album from 1994. I really like a lot of their stuff, and there's not much that I don't like on almost every album. But when I think of like which is the best album, the Love has to be up there, right? It's going to be a close one because I really do like Sonic Temple as well, and Electric has its moments as well. And a personal favorite is Ceremony. Um, so I it's gonna be interesting to see which one I like best. I would say I give an early favorite to the Love just because it's the most consistent, but it's gonna be interesting rating these albums, and I hadn't heard these albums in a couple of years, so it's it's nice to be able to review these in a different light and actually like rate them. So it brings a different, I think, level of responsibility when trying to rate certain albums that are as important as this one is. When I look at this album came out in 1985. This is a original copy right here. There's 10 tracks on the album. This was their second album. They were Death Cult right a couple years before this, but by this album they're already really seasoned and they're tight cohesively as a band. They're just really tight as a band already by this time. Once this came out, they were already probably in their fourth or fifth year playing music together, so they're pretty seasoned. And you can tell from this album. This album is very tight in a lot of ways, and a lot of good songs on this one for sure. So we're gonna go song by song and rate them, and then also talk about them, and then also review the album, and then give the overall album a score. First track, Nirvana. The main riff is just awesome. The riff in the verse when the verses are on is awesome. Everything works. In my opinion, this is kind of an underrated track on the album. When people think of the album, they don't always think of Nirvana. Um, I really like this track a lot. I think the chorus is great. It's really close to being an excellent track. I got it 3 3/4 track, 3 3/4 stars. So definitely on the high side of very good. Really strong opener. And the second track is a great follow up to it. The big neon glitter. When you're listening to Nirvana and such a strong energy and it sets the tone and that kind of like is the perfect kind of sound that the Cult is, and then you go to like big neon glitter, and it just kind of brings down the intensity, but it still has a great groove, great riffs, layered, the layering with the main riff flows well, nice bass line, good pace, like you know, it's equally as good. I got 3 3/4. Just an awesome song. And so, just a great way to start the album, and then go into a deeper song like "Love." It's just, I mean, the first the first half of this album is just awesome because there's such up and down, and really it does everything for a rock album. Check three's title song "Love." Even a deeper rock track. I love the verses and the guitar is excellent. It kind of it kind of sometimes in a Cult song they do kind of repeat the chorus, maybe a little bit long on the ends of songs, so they can be a little long. This one does that for me a little bit, but still a really good track. I mean, I got 2.5 stars. I was really close to giving you like a three, but the last minute and a half, 2 minutes isn't. I don't know. I don't know if it really kind of lives up to what the first couple minutes do. The verses are amazing, and the it's just so smooth. But I just feel like the chorus is kind of a little bit of a letdown in a way. It's all right. 2.5 star, but that's the weakest song on the album, in my opinion. Is Love. That tells you how good this album is. Track number 4, Brother Wolf and Sister Moon. This is one of the most underrated tracks on here on this album as well. This song is epic. It's so unique. It's underrated. It adds so much depth to the album. It's nearing almost 7 minutes too, and it keeps your attention. And it's just a great song. It's just if the Doors have their Riders on the Storm long track, epic track like that, this is the Cult's epic long track as far as not being full on rock. Like Brother Wolf and Sister Moon, just an amazing track. And it's so moody too. It's an awesome track. I got 3.5 stars. What can you say about Rain? Man, classic. Bass and the riff are so strong together. Very good chorus. How about that final solo in Rain? That guitar solo on Rain? Just awesome. Man, such a great song. It's kind of almost underrated because they always play She Sells Sanctuaries. She Sells Sanctuary. They always play that song off this album. But Rain was equally as strong, in my opinion. 4.5 stars. It's an amazing song. The Phoenix is a great way to start the second side. A little darker. Sounds like more like the Death Cult stuff, the earlier stuff. Sinister guitar. Just dig it. The chorus is cool, the way he sings it. I got 3.25 stars. 9 out of 10 songs on this album are above 3 stars. So it's awesome. Awesome album. Then you got the Hollow Man. Great guitar. Such a burner. More of a groove on this one. The chorus isn't as good on the Phoenix as it is on on Hollow Man as it is on like Nirvana or even the Phoenix, but still 3-star track all day. Same thing with Revolution, 3 stars. Nice change of pace on the Revolution. The way he sings it is great. Chorus perhaps goes on a little bit too long at the end. It just kind of goes on for like the last minute and a half. You get it. Yeah, we're in a Revolution. We get it. It's cool. Great track though. Still, 3 stars. In some ways, I feel like I'm underrating a few of these tracks. Maybe that could probably be closer to 3.5 stars easily. She Sells Sanctuary. Man, just classic. Another classic. Probably but I think most people consider it the best song of all time. It's the tightest. There's really no opportunity on it really at all. It's kind of a staple of the genre. I mean, really, it's kind of, it's their quintessential song. It's in my opinion, not only one of the best hard rock albums of the '80s, but probably one of the best hard rock alternative songs of the '80s. I got it 5 stars. I think it's a perfect song, perfect rock song. Then you got Black Angel, the last song on the album. Solid ender, nice chorus, piano is a nice touch. 3 stars, kind of underrated too. I could easily give this 3.5, maybe even up to 4 stars. I could see this being a favorite of people who like the album. I think everybody always has their underrated tracks, right? Obviously, you have Rain and She Sells Sanctuaries or knockouts, out of the park. But everybody kind of has their favorite third or fourth tracks, and for me, that's kind of Nirvana and Brother Wolf, Sister Moon. But the Big Neon Glitter is really strong too, But I can easily say Black Angel or Revolution is are good secondary kind of underrated songs from the album too. Just a really great album. The overall of this album, it's just a very strong album. Lots of very good tracks. Some classic rock tracks. Legends in the genre. You know what I mean? Like She Sells Sanctuary, Rain, but also Nirvana and Phoenix are kind of classics. The Low Key Brother Wolf and Sister Moon. You know, the album has a great flow. I put this in the notes. Can you name another album that has as many great riffs as this one does? Just it's just rare. The album is it's a nice escape too. It really kind of takes you out of your element. That's when you know a band is really good in their prime, in their at their peak is when they you just kind of you're like, wow, this album is so good, and you just kind of makes you not want to listen to any other album. It's not one of those albums you put on like, what am I going to listen to next? You're like, I'm listening to this album. This is an event. Like listening to some of the early cult albums, just like a major event. Like it's all the music you could want at that particular time. Ian is a great singer for the band. He's powerful. He's soulful. He doesn't mince words. He doesn't waste any words. Like he's not just rambling to ramble. Like if he says something, he means it 100%. Like he lives and breathes, whatever he believes in, and he's just very a lot of conviction and I think really underrated singer in a lot of ways. And but even if you think he's not the best singer, like nobody can disagree that he doesn't sing with a lot of passion. I mean, he you can feel what he feels in a lot of his songs. Billy Duffy is an obviously excellent, classic guitar kind of rock and roll sound that they have. With their guitars, just a great guitar sound from Billy Duffy. It's almost underrated too. It's just like I mean, if you went to like VH1 and they named the top 100 guitarists of all time, Billy Duffy wouldn't be on there. I don't even think probably Johnny Marr wouldn't even be on there either, which would be a shame. But it's just maybe technically I'm not a guitar player. Maybe Billy Duffy's not technically a great guitar player, but who's created as many great riffs as Billy Duffy has? It's just that should be worth more credit than technically playing. Is how many classic guitar riffs have you made? You know what I mean? Like he has, and then also it's kind of a signature sound too. He's an amazing guitar player. Um, just one little small mention: the snares are really good on this album. Sometimes I get on the snares about mid '80s albums, especially with rock ones, but they do a good job on this album, and it's because of their drummer. It's a lot of tribal drumming, so it's a lot of toms and not so much doom doom. Like there is a couple songs that have that, but the snare is pretty good for the most part. It doesn't stick out too much, so that's good. But lots of tom work, lots of drumming. There's always a tribal sound in the Cult's music. That comes from the Death Cult and the imagery they have and the things they believe in and stuff like that is very you know tied to like Indian culture and just that time. Um, yeah, just amazing. Um, Opportunities for the album. Maybe not the most dynamic in the audio spectrum. The sound is a little bit flat. Sometimes the volume is a little low, maybe even a little hollow. But in a way, it does add a lot. It does add charm to the album too. You know, but it's just good, and that might be just because it's a classic album. Um, I put a question mark on this one. Maybe a little bit more variety in the album. Brother Wolf and Sister Moon and Revolution and Black Angel are a little different, but for the most part, it's fairly um, maybe maybe one of the rock songs could be taken out and maybe another one put in there that's like Brother Wolf or Sister Moon or Black Angel, just to add a little bit more balance. But it's a rock album, it is what it is. But I put that there just if somebody thought that. I don't know if somebody ever maybe somebody would listen to this album and think that. The other question I have is it's a little challenging to get through the whole album. It's 52 minutes. Is it a little long? 52 minutes is pushing it for a 10 song album. So sometimes it's a little hard to get through the album, even though the album's really strong. But it's a heavy album also, and that's the other reason. Combination of long and heavy. It takes some commitment to get through the whole album. It's a heavy album. But when I add up the stars, I mean, just there's only one track. That's there's only one track that's under 3 stars. I mean, just amazing. 3 songs. Was it one, two songs over 4 stars? Just a really strong album. I add up the stars and it comes to 35.25 stars divided by 10 is a 3.52. So that puts it around 80. And considering the album, I give it a couple extra points. And so it's in the classic range. I got an 83 out of 100. Such an awesome song. I mean, awesome album. It's close to legendary status for sure. You know, um, it's really close to legendary status. But it's an excellent album and a classic for sure. I have no qualms in saying that. It's awesome album. So yeah, 83 out of 100. And my top 3 songs are She Sells Sanctuary, Rain, and probably Nirvana, third. Such a great album. Brother Wolf and Sister Moon, though. I love that song. I have it at 3.5 stars. I could easily put that at 4 too. I mean, it's a hard song to rate. It is a little long at almost 7 minutes, but I really like that song because it's just you know that it's just very different than what else is on the album, and I think it really complements the rest of the album really well, adds a deeper layer to the album, and yeah. Well, what would you rate this album out of 100? Just a classic album. Um, yeah, that's my review on Love from 1985. All right, thanks so much.